Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to explore one of the most powerful and flexible feature in SQL. We'll call it as a common table expression, CTE. So we are going to use four tables: customers, employees, orders, products. So these are the four tables we're going to use explaining CTE and its types. So without further delay, let's jump into it. Okay. So people who don't have any idea about what is CTE. So I have two examples to make you understand about this. Let me say, so you want to cook a dish. So what you'll do before start cooking, you'll be collecting the ingredients which are majorly needed for the key process. So after collecting it, you'll start the cooking. So the collecting process and the preparation of ingredients, we'll call it as CTE. So we'll use a CTE to prepare the big table. From the big table, if you want to run a query, which is needed for you to understand about the table, but you don't want to save the table, you save the query, and then you have to run the output and view that. So instead of that, if you are using the CTE, so you can be able to view the result temporarily without saving data. So after viewing that, if it is okay, and this is the required output from this table, then we can proceed with select statement to add or insert or create a table, get new table, and then adding those data into that table. So all this function, all this process can be helpful if you are proceeding with CTE initially. So this is how CTE will be helpful. People who are using SQL. Okay, so now we get into the types of CTE. We have five types of CTEs actually. In that, like for the first three CTEs, you can able to understand easily. For the, we have five CTEs actually. In five, three will be easy to understand based on the previous videos you're watching. You have an understanding about SQL, so you can able to understand easily the CTEs. Other two will have some other window function as well as some union. These things will be used mostly. So sometimes we'll be getting confused how it works. So why are you using this thing in UCTE? So for those people, I'll be putting another video which explains what is a recursive. The process will be used here. Recursive process will be used. I'll explain those recursive as well as Windows functions which are majorly needed for people to work on SQL. So after watching this video, follow me on next video. So you'll have a better understanding about this complete CTE types and its function, how it works actually. Okay, so without wasting time, so we'll explain with examples. Okay, non-recursive CTE. So we'll call it as simple CTE. What we'll do here is we'll be writing the select statement. Before mentioning the CTE name, sorry, forgot like mentioning the syntax, how the CTE syntax look like. Initially, it will start with class, okay, followed by CTE name as when open close bracket query. So this is how the normal CTE syntax look like. So same thing we'll be using in all the CTE types. Okay. So before writing the CTE name, write the query first. So which output you immediately referred from the table. Select star from. I'll use employees here. Okay. Before using the query, so I'll view the table so that you'll have an understanding. So now I'm going to use salary for greater than 50,000. Okay. So here we have a less entries, 7 entries here. So in that case, if you are viewing this table, yeah, that won't be any issue. But sometimes we have a big data to big table to pull and you can look at it. So in that case, if you are keep on using select star from the table without any limit, so it will take more time to fetch the data and show the output. To avoid that, So mention with and then proceed with the output, or else use limit also. So limit 10. So 10 or I'll have some basic thousand, sorry, top thousand entries, like select top 10, sorry, 1,000 rows. So you can use this string to view the table, and then you can perform whatever query you want to perform in this CTE. So I want this as to be the output. Okay, so this has to be output with the CTE. So I'll mention as high salary as. Okay, so I've created the CTE, but if you are simply creating the CTE and running it, so it won't be helpful for you because you have to view the table. Okay, so select stars from mention the CTE name. Sorry. Okay, so I'll use a keyboard shortcut to run the query. Alt X, if you're using keyboard shortcut, you can be able to run the query. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, so this is a simple CTE. Uh, I hope you understand the CTE syntax and how this simple CTE works. Okay, so type to CTE, it is a join with CTE, join with CTE. Okay, so we'll go the select statement first, so that sometimes you'll be making issue with the select statement if you are simply running with us with mentioning the CTE name and then running it. So you won't find like finding the issue. Like sometimes if you have any issue in the select statement, it will be difficult for you to track it. So in that case, if you are running with the select and gone with the limit, so I'll have an output. And then if you're using the entire table to view with this select statement, it will be easy for you to for you people to make a track of it. So to avoid errors and for debugging process, it will take time for you. If you're directly using the select statement inside the CTE. Okay, so at first start with select. Okay, select start from sorry, orders. Okay, so what we are going to use is for that I'll show the table. So this is a table. What we are going to use is so this sales person ID is there, right? So this is the employee ID in employees table. So we are using it as a foreign key here. So what we are going to use is mm, some we'll get we will get a employee ID. So we have you can able to see like we have multiple entries for single employee ID 3. So we have 4-5 entries of 3. So some point, for example, if you are getting a total sales, right? So yeah. So in that case, for each employee ID, if you are getting the total sales, so you can able to get the IDs which are in the employee, sorry, in the employee table. Just a minute, I'll explain with it. Okay. First, we are selecting the salesperson ID, which is an employee ID in employees table. Okay. So now then we are summing up the sales. Sales as total sales. Okay. So this is a table we're going to use, but if you are using the aggregation function here, so you have to mention the group by or other column name. Group by salesperson. So these are the employee IDs which have sales in orders table. Okay. So what we are going to use is so we have to get the entries of this employee ID is from employee table. Okay, so for that, what we are going to use is with sales total. Select star from sales total. Join. So join employees table, right? So we're going to join this employee table on. So before using join, so what I mentioned the alias name. For that, I'm mentioning sales total as S, employee table as E. So E dot employee ID equal to S dot sales person ID. Okay. So these are the entries which are in employees table based on the employee IDs which are in orders table. Okay. So this is how joins CTE works. I hope you are clear with this example. Now we get into next type recursive CTE. Okay. So now we are going to use two tables here. Two tables within CTE itself. Here you can able to see, right? So I have mentioned the join in outside CTE. In the recursive CTE, I'm going to use a join inside CTE itself. So select star from employees. Okay. So as I already told you, so yeah, for manager ID. Okay, so we have a manager ID, right? So this is a manager's ID of employee 3. Okay, but you can able to see the employee ID of Frank 1. So which is a manager ID of Mary. Okay, so people who are employee, some point they'll become a manager. So for a reporting purpose, they don't have any another manager for them. So, but we have, I mean, that manager will have multiple employees to work upon. So they'll have I mean, manager ID column. They'll have entries as the manager ID Frank. Sorry. So I confused, I think. Okay. So yeah, like yeah, you joined a company. So, okay. So after 4 or 5 years of working in the company, you'll become manager. At some okay, at that point, we'll have employees who are working under you. So they'll have a manager ID column, which is mentioning your name, your ID as a manager ID in their column, in their entry. So in that case, what we are going to use is we are going to use recursive. Recursive is all about basic entry will be mentioned in the first query. Automate employee ID, first name, and last name, and manager ID. Okay, so we have manager ID here. So we mentioned as level one as level. So he is the ultimate position. So he is the first one. After that, people who are I mean, below position like specialist or analyst, whatever it is, so they'll be working with him. So, but he is the level one. So people who are coming next to him, so I have a level 2, level 3, level 4. Okay. So this is a recursive part. What we do, so we'll call this select statement, this table select statement, and mention the other entries will have a level plus 1. I mean, if I'm calling this as this table in select statement, and then if I'm mentioning add 1, so the next people will have 2, level 2. So next, if you are adding, I mean, another person, so you'll have level 3. So it will be adding like this. So the first part will call it as recursive. So the remaining will be followed by followed or created using the first one initial. Okay. So select start from okay, sorry, AID. I think it's confusing here. Okay. We select the same column names. Okay. Because I'm going to use a union here. Okay. So if I are using union, so the column count of two tables has to be same. Only then you can able to make union. Okay. Now from okay join. So for that we have to mention the CTE name. Uh, okay. Employee hierarchy or employee levels. Yes. The entire CTE. So we're going to join within the CTE itself, as I told before. We'll be using the union here. Okay. So we're going to use a join with this table. Okay. It will be, I mean, this entry, this select entry will be taking entries from this table, this CTE table. So if you get into this table, so this entry will be fetched again and again. Okay. So just a minute. Mention name as EL on E. E dot manager ID equal to EL dot employee ID. Okay. So I mean, manager ID and employee ID are not different. Okay. People who join the company will have employee ID. But if some people is working under him, so his manager ID will be these people's employee ID. So this is how corporate works for employee ID. There won't be any manager ID separately for the people who become a manager. Okay. So this is how recursive CTE works. Recursive is a okay. So we created a connection with two same table with a different filter. Okay. So on merging this, what we'll get is so just a minute. Star levels. Okay. So before running the CTE, I forgot to mention one thing here. So I have mentioned the level here, right? So this level has to be updated for all other peoples who are not a manager, right? Okay, sorry, EL dot level plus one. Okay, so this will be keep on increasing, but this will be the default select statement. Once we are calling this table, this CTE table, it will get into the query. In the query part, we have mentioned this as a recursive. So this is a basic entry one because only one manager will be there in the team. Okay, so this thing will be the baseline. Based on that, other people who are working under him will have a increase of levels. Okay, level one, level. So he is the level one, and other people will have level two, level three, level four. So this will keep on increasing. So because of that reason, I mentioned the union on. We mentioned join with this table. So it will keep on looping within this CTE itself. So if you are calling this CTE table, you will get an output of sorry, I made a mistake. Ambiguous column. No. Okay. So I didn't mention the area's name there. We got Data. Okay. Okay, so this is how the entries will look like. Okay, so I forgot to mention one thing here because the manager ID has to be one. Okay, just show the output. See, the manager, the employee ID, the man who is a manager will have manager ID as null. So we have to mention that thing here. Okay, where manager ID is null. So this will be the default statement. Okay, so this is how the final table will look like. Okay, so see, this man is a manager, right? So he's at level one. Kevin, level two, maybe level two. Okay, so this will be keep on increasing like this based on the position. So if you want, I can write another conditions too, based on his based on their performance and years of experience. So you can change the condition, but the entries which we have in the table, so based on that, I've written the code. Okay, you can modify based on your wish. Okay, so now we have covered three types of CTE. Next is ranking. Okay, in ranking part, we are going to use a Windows function here. For people who don't have any idea about Windows function, I'll put another video for the Windows function alone. So after what, I mean, in the next video, I'll be explaining the concept how it works, how Windows function is used in queries. So some you can watch this video, so we'll have understanding for 50% of understanding. So based on that, if you're watching the follow-up video of Windows function, you'll have better understanding about it, both the CTE as well as the ranking. Sorry, Windows functions. Okay. Okay. Now, like we have to start with the select, right? So select star. Initially, you can mention star and then mention the table name. Based on the need or requirement, you can change it. The column names which are majorly needed and replace for the star. Okay, select star from products. Okay, so this is a products table. What we are going to use is so we'll be using the product pricing we have, right? So we're going to change it with the rank. So based on the pricing, I mean decrease of pricing, we are rating the product. Okay, so product ID, product product category price. So these are the column names. So after this, I'm gonna write the rank. So we have different types of ranks. So in the next video, I'll explain other types of ranks as well as the complete Windows function which are majorly used in SQL. Okay. So now I'm going to use over here. If you are mentioning the Windows function rank, what are the Windows functions I'm mentioning? If you're mentioning followed by over, the SQL consider it as a Windows function. They are going to use it. Okay. So over is mandatory. Followed by we'll have a partition to mention, but here partition need is not there because we only have a one entry for only product ID. There are multiple entries, so in that case you can go for a partition or if needed, not mandatory, needed. Okay. Order by order by price. Mhm. Then in descending, right? So ascending and descending. So I need descending based on the descending. So I need to have a rank. Okay. So product rank. Okay. So now we're gonna write the CTE name. Product. Select star from product ranking. Okay. So see, so based on the decrease of price, we have rank 31, 25 to 23. So this is how rank function works. Okay. So if you want, you can write the condition into product rank equal to 2. See, so you can able to give a condition after the self checking because we have already done. Okay. This is the first time, right? Okay. So you can able to give a condition or a group by after CTE. So it is not restricted here. You can use it. Okay. Now last type of CTE, multiple CTEs. So you can do a follow up CTEs continuously, and you can able to join one CTE with another. Okay. Select star from models. This so this is orders table. What we are going to use is the same salesperson ID, which is employee ID. Mm, okay. Same example we have came across before. Mm. So we are going to use same type of group by. So we'll take this code. Okay. Sorry. Okay. This is one table, and we need another table. So for this, we write a CTE name, like sales. This is a top sales, right? Okay, top sales. If you are writing another CTE, you have to mention with comma. So then you can get top sales, total sales. Select. If you're writing city name, get the query first. Select star from total sales. Where are total sales greater than 50? Okay. So our wish you can change the condition. So this is the top sales. Yes. Okay. Then you have to write the select step. Select star from sorry, top sales TS. Sorry, TS. Join total sales TS. So both we are okay. TTS one TS dot yeah, just net TS this TS to get output. Okay, so this is the output. Okay, these two works fine. Okay, okay. Okay. So mm, just a minute. How will it get? Yeah. So this is the output. But after this, we are going to join this. Like just for outputting whether the code is working fine, run with the output. But our ultimate goal is so we have to join. I mean, we have to join this total sales table with this table, and we have to get the output. Okay. TS okay. TS dot salesperson ID equal to TTS dot salesperson ID. I think this is not a salesperson ID, right? Just a minute. Okay. Okay. So okay. So yeah, we are joining this table and we are getting an entry, but we have to join this table. This table with sales employees. Okay. So because we need all the entries which are in employee table. Salesperson ID. Okay, okay. Yeah. So these are the entries which are in employees table based on the top sales which we created using models table. Okay. So this is the top sales because we have created a initial table with all the all the sums of employee ID which are present in the orders table. So based on that, the maximum of more than 50 orders, sorry, 50 sales, we created as a top sales for the second CTE. So we're calling this CTE top sales CTE, joining with the employee, and we're getting all the entries which are available in the employee table. Okay. So this is how multiple CTE works. So you can able to use multiple CTE. It is not mandatory that you have to use only one CTE at the time. Okay. So yeah. So I hope you all understand how CTE works. How it is helpful for people to work on SQL without saving the query with the table and using it. So it is a temporary use of table. So temporary use of queries which are majorly needed at some point because we are not every time we will be using the table completely. Sometimes we have to check with it whether this query works fine, and then we'll be implementing in the production server. So at that time, it will be more useful for you people to know more about it. Keep on working on this CTE with examples which are available online, or I can use a GTG or HackerRank, whatever it is. So we'll have examples there. Example questions will be there, so you can take the question and you can work upon it with this CTE. So you'll have a better understanding how this works in a real time. Okay. Okay. So I'll see you in the next video. And don't forget to click on the video which is appearing in this screen, like the playlist, as well as, yeah, you can click on the videos which are like joins and anti-joins. These are the previous video I've covered. People who don't have any idea about joins, so they can watch the videos like both the joins and anti-joins. After that, so you'll watch this video. In this video, I've not covered. This sorry, Windows function. Yeah, Windows function. I forgot to explain completely. So for this purpose, I'll be putting next video, which I'll be covering a entire Windows function. Okay. So just like follow this two videos, both I mean, joins and anti joins. Just tap into it, continue your learning journey. Happy learning. Thank you.